Paused bench press versus touch and go. Which one's better? I get this question all of the time. I've helped hundreds of guys to get really strong on the bench press, and I'm currently working on a 170 kilo bench press myself. In this video, I'm going to tell you which one is better, the pause bench or touch and go, and help you improve your bench press strength. If you don't have time to watch this entire video and you just want me to give you a strong bench press, top link in the description. I'll write your program for you, or a second link if you just want to go run my bench press programs. So which is better for strength, the pause bench or the touch and go? This question does not make any sense. There is no better or worse, they're just different movements. It's like asking which is better, sprinting or jogging. There's no better or worse, they're just different. So instead, you just need to choose which one you want to get better at. Strength is very specific to a given exercise, movement velocity, contraction type, joint angle, all those different things. So you need to ask yourself, which one do you want to get better at? Do you want to be strong at the pause bench or the touch and go bench? So I'll tell you which one to choose, and then I'll give you some reasons why you might want to use the other one as a variation in your bench press training. So let's start with the paused bench press. So the pause bench is great, and in my opinion, it's a bit more of a true test of bench press strength because there's no bouncing, there's no momentum. It's just literally like dead stop, and then you have to just use your strength to press the bar. If you're a powerlifter, obviously you have to pause in competition, so you need to do some pausing in training for your training to be most specific. Pause bench press can also be great for teaching control on the chest and for stopping people rushing and using poor positioning, poor bar path and stuff like that, because think about it, when you pause the bar on the chest, you've got a second to think about okay, I'm going to press the bar back and then up in an efficient bar path. I'm going to use my legs. I'm going to stack my arms under the bar. It just gives you a second to think about what you're going to do rather than with touch and go, just really rushing and using sloppy technique. And I think it's useful as well for hypertrophy purposes because think about it. Pausing on the chest and eliminating that kind of bounce and momentum, it ensures that the target muscle, the pecs, the delts are really doing the work, and you're not just relying on gravity and a stretch reflex. So on the other hand then, the touch and go bench press, I don't really use this variation in my training anymore. It's one that I kind of phased out over the years because I didn't really see much of a transfer to my paused bench press. So having said that though, touch and go can be a good variation. It can be really useful, especially if you don't compete and you don't you just don't care about paused bench press strength, because it's fun. It's more comparable to the average gym bro who also does touch and go bench. You can compare your numbers and stuff like that. You can probably lift heavier weights because of the stretch reflex. It's probably a bit easier to do for higher volumes, higher reps and stuff like that. You could get a bit more work in. And it looks cool. It looks cool on video, doing a huge touch and go bench. It's a little bit different to the pause bench. And you could make an argument that maybe it would carry over to the pause bench in a couple different ways. So one, maybe it gets you really good at that stretch reflex so that you can apply that to your pause bench, because even though with a pause you kind of eliminate the stretch reflex, there's still a bit of stored energy there, especially if you're doing a short pause. So maybe touch and go allows you to kind of really get good at that stretch reflex and allows you to lift more weight on the pause bench. And maybe even just psychologically it might be beneficial because it gives you a bit of confidence that you can handle heavier weights. If you can touch and go bench a bit more weight, maybe then when you go into paused bench, you're just a bit more confident because you've already handled that weight. Plus, touch and go just is quite useful for doing a bunch of volume. So maybe you want to do your back off work or your volume work with a touch and go bench because it's quicker, it's less stressful, it's just a bit easier to get through the volume. But you could argue that sometimes touch and go bench turns into a bit of an ego lift because people are really just bouncing the bar off their chest, using shitty technique and stuff like that. So pros and cons of either. So touch and go and pause bench both have their place. There's no better or worse. They're just tools. They're just different exercises. So choose the one that you want to get strongest at, and then consider the reasons that I gave in this video why you might want to use one or the other as an accessory lift to improve your bench press. If you want me to write your bench press program and I'll find out the accessories that work for you to get you to 3 plates and above, top link in the description, or second link, you can run my programs. They have you bench 3, 4, or even 5 days a week with different variations in place. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, comments and things like that, post them in the comment section down below. I also have a free program here for intermediates if you want to go and run that and just get super strong. Until next time, I'll catch you in the next video.